When you're scrolling through a sea of glossy product photos, it's easy to convince yourself that any projector that promises a 100-inch image will magically turn your living room into a mini theater. The frustration hits when you finally set it up, only to find the picture looks washed out, the colors feel flat, and the whole experience feels like a step down from the streaming-ready TV you already own. I've spent a lot of time watching friends try to make cheap home cinema projectors work in cramped apartments, and the recurring theme is the same. You end up buying a piece of hardware that looks great on the page but falls short when you actually press play. That's why I'm diving deep into the Epson Home Cinema 5030 UBE, a 1080p 3D-capable projector that's been marketed as a solid middle ground for anyone who wants a bigger screen without breaking the bank. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about the environment where this projector makes the most sense. The 5030 UBE shines in rooms where you can control ambient light to at least a moderate degree. Its white brightness rating sits around the 3000 lumens mark, which means it can handle a dimly lit living room or a dedicated home theater space with a few blackout curtains. If your space is a bright kitchen or a sun-filled den, you'll start to notice the image losing contrast, especially during daytime viewings. That's not a hidden flaw, just a reality of a projector that's designed for a darker viewing environment. So, if you have a room where you can dim the lights or close the blinds, you're already on the right track. Connectivity is another practical factor that often trips up new buyers. The 5030 UBE offers HDMI, USB, and a straightforward set of ports that let you hook up a streaming stick, a Blu-ray player, or a game console without needing a separate receiver. I've seen people wrestle with older projectors that required an external scaler or a complicated switch box just to get a single HDMI input working. Here, you can bring your Roku or Apple TV directly into the projector and get a clean, uncompressed signal. The upside is that the input lag is low enough for most casual gamers, though competitive gamers might still prefer a monitor. If you're planning to stream movies, TV shows, or occasional gaming sessions, the connectivity suite feels appropriately versatile. Now, who should actually consider taking the plunge? If you're a movie enthusiast who wants a larger than life image but doesn't have the budget for a 4K laser projector, the 5030 UBE hits a sweet spot. Its 1080p resolution is still respectable for HD content, and the 3LCD technology gives you color accuracy that's generally more reliable than single-chip DLP models of the same price range. Families that enjoy movie nights, couples looking to binge-watch series on a screen that feels like a cinema, and tabletop gamers who need a wide field of view will find the projector's throw distance and lens shift fairly forgiving. The quick-throw lens lets you place the projector a few feet away and still achieve a 100-inch image, which is ideal for smaller apartments where ceiling mounting isn't feasible. On the flip side, if you're an avid 4K gamer or a fan of ultra-high-definition streaming that you watch on a large screen, you'll probably feel limited. The 1080p panel can't match the pixel density of true 4K units, and while the built-in 3D support works with most active shutter glasses, the 3D experience isn't as vibrant as you'd get with a dedicated 4K 3D projector. Also, professionals who need a truly bright, color-critical display for presentations or design work might find the contrast ratio, while decent at around 15:0:0 to 1, insufficient for critical tasks. In those cases, the trade-offs become more pronounced and it's better to allocate budget elsewhere. Speaking of contrast, the practical performance of the 5030 UBE in a dim environment is pretty good. When you dim the lights and let the projector do its thing, the blacks stay reasonably deep, which helps movies feel more cinematic. However, you'll notice that in a room with a lot of ambient light the blacks start to lift and the overall picture can get a grayish tint. This isn't a defect, it's a characteristic of any projector that relies on lamp brightness rather than laser. Some owners mitigate this by using a high-gain screen that reflects more light back toward the viewer, effectively boosting perceived brightness without changing the lamp's output. If you already own a suitable screen, the projector's output will feel more robust. One of the subtle strengths of the Epson 5030 UBE is the ease of installation. The lens shift and keystone correction work smoothly, so you can adjust the image vertically without moving the projector a lot. For a first-time projector owner, that's a huge confidence booster. The remote is simple, and the on-screen menu walks you through basic setup steps like choosing the correct picture mode for movies, sports, or gaming. You won't be stuck fiddling with obscure settings for hours because the interface aims for user-friendliness rather than a deep dive.